presidential election. Donald Trump horoscope. Donald Trump was born with the Sun in Chatty Gemini, and under an exact lunar eclipse, with the Gemini Sun opposite the Sagittarius Moon. In a lunar eclipse, the instincts and emotion of the Moon are eclipsed by the solar conscious energy of the Sunday, when emotions and instinctive drives are forced to hide away from the solar light. They can intensify and become more powerful, and we often see this with people who are born under a lunar eclipse. Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, is another example of a lunar eclipse baby. People born under a total eclipse carry the intense emotional energy with them, though these lunar instincts may remain hidden for much of their lifetime until they are forced to emerge through some kind of confrontation. Uranus is connected to the eclipse as well, conjunct the Sun where it encourages innovation and radical behavior, and opposite the Moon where it makes personal relationships difficult and suggests a distant relationship with the mother. Uranian people tend to dislike following the lead of others and prefer to create their own way. Trump's chart shows Leo rising, reflecting his need to shine in the spotlight and be admired. At its best, Leo is driven to do admirable works that will gain public recognition. At its worst, there can be a Machiavellian manipulation for attention. Statements like "I'm very rich and no one builds better than me" are examples of Leo gone bad, the desperate need for attention taken to its extreme. This tendency for self-aggrandizement is exacerbated by the presence of Mars, planet of aggression, which is also in Leo, intensifying that need for attention, right on the ascendant where it becomes the projection of the personality. It's Mars which we see when Trump bullies those around him, or pushes his way through business dealings and presidential debates. We would expect someone with Trump's supreme confidence to have a strong Jupiter component, and we see that Jupiter, planet of good luck and self-righteousness, in the second house of money in a harmonious trine to the Sunday. This trine of Jupiter to the Sun tends to bestow a sense of having been chosen by the gods. There is a tendency towards luck and the kind of success that comes from an abundance of positive thinking. His Jupiter-ruled Sagittarius Moon helps to cement that super-confidence into a belief system that is virtually unshakable. One writer said. However, there are no planets in Earth elements in Trump's birth chart which would help to ground him and give him a practical sense of moving through the world. He is all fire and air, energy, enthusiasm and ideas. In his presidential candidacy he can't be bothered coming up with a practical blueprint for solving the nation's problems. He is more interested in motivating and exciting. His Achilles heel is in his relationships. With 3 planets in the emotional and family-oriented sign of Cancer, he doesn't lack sensitivity for those he loves. His Mercury, mind, in Cancer reflects his emotionality when speaking and reacting to the words of others. His Venus in Cancer reveals his desire to nurture and care for those he loves, which we can see in his relationship with his children, most of whom work with him in one way or another, though not so much in his marital situations. Marriage has been tricky for Trump, which isn't surprising with Saturn, tests and challenges, conjunct Venus, relationships, and Chiron, wounding and healing, in Venus-ruled Libra. Some writers have suggested that perhaps Trump's grandiosity is a narcissistic wound that comes from damage to the self that he tries to fix by doing more and being more, a bottomless pit that will never be satisfied. However, I am not seeing this kind of wound in the chart. I do believe that he is addicted to the glamour and the attention that comes with being the Donald, and he is driven by the desire to expand and become bigger and bigger rather than by some insecurity to be accepted by others. The danger with the drive to continually amplify and inflate your life is that there is a limit. Either the bubble will pop, or someone else will become bigger than you and take your place. Trump's progressed Heaven, revealing the evolution of his career path, just moved from sensitive Cancer into Leo in March of this year. This would have encouraged him to seek a greater role in the public eye, and right on schedule he announced his candidacy for president in June. This is a particularly emotional time for Trump, with Chiron hitting the sensitive Sun and Moon and eclipse points, and Pluto challenging his Chiron.